Good morning, students. Today I am going to continue chapter number 3, Electoral Politics from Democratic Politics. And today's topics are System of Election in India. Number 2, Electoral Constituencies. Number 3, By-election. Number 4, Reserved Constituencies. Number 5, Reservation of SC and ST, and number 6 is reservation of Lok Sabha district and local level. All right, student. So students, in my previous explanation I told you about the electoral competition, which is sometime very good for the democracy and sometimes creating a lot of problem. So electoral competition has both phases like merit and demerits. So students, today's number one topic is system of election in India. Students, as you know very well that in India, Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha assembly elections are held regularly every 5 years. And after 5 years, the term of all the elected representatives come to an end. And elections are held in all constituencies at the same time, in means the elections of Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha held every after 5 years in all over the India, either on the same day or within a few days only. Okay, so students, this is known as general election, and sometime an election is held only for one constituency to fill the vacancy caused by the death of leaders or resignation of any member of Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. So this is known as by-election. All right. After that, your next topic is electoral constituencies. So students, as you know very well that in India, an area-based system of representation is followed, where the country is divided into different areas for purpose of election. So students, these are called electoral elections, and these electoral constituencies, every voter who lives in an area can elect one representative for their own area and region. Okay. For the Lok Sabha election, our India is divided into 543 constituencies. All right. And the representative elected from each constituency is called Member of Parliament or MP. Okay. I am talking about the Lok Sabha election, and Lok Sabha election held every after 5 years in 543 constituencies of India, and elected representative from each constituency is called Member of Parliament or MP. Okay. And one of the features of a democratic election is that every vote has equal value. Remember it. Whether he, she, or rich or poor, leader or common people. For everyone, every vote has same value. And for Vidhan Sabha election, each state is divided into a specific number of assembly constituencies, and the elected representative of each assembly constituencies is called the member of legislative assembly or MLA. All right. Now the difference between the Lok Sabha election and Vidhan Sabha election is clear in front of you. Okay, you have to remember it and learn it. After that, your next topic is by-election. So what is by-election? Students, for example, if a representative from a constituency dies while in office, or if the office falls or vacant because of reasons like resignation of leaders or MPs and MLAs, again fresh elections are held in that particular constituency to fill that vacant seat. So such kind of an election is called by-election. All right. So students, in constituency, voters in a geographical area who elect a representative to the legislative bodies. Each parliamentary constituency has within it several assembly constituencies, and the same principle applies for panchayat and municipal elections. All right students, I am talking about the by-election. All right students, it means that process used to fill the seats of vacant, which is in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha or Vidhan Sabha, and or in local panchayat, etc. So students, after that, each village or town is divided into different wards that are like constituencies, and each ward elects one member of the village or the urban local body. Sometimes these constituencies are counted as seats, and each constituency represents one seat in the assembly. Okay. So students, for example, when we say that Lok Dal won 60 seats in Haryana, it means that candidates of Lok Dal won in 60 assembly constituencies in the state, and thus Lok Dal had 60 MLAs in the state assembly. So students, in this topic I told you about the election system for Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha, and also for the each village or town. So students, on the basis of these three examples, now you can understand that how election system is going on in India. All right, understood? and also I told you about the vacant seats due to some cause like death or resignation, etc. After that, your next important topic is reserve constituencies. So, students, as you know very well that our constitution makers were worried that in an open electoral competition, certain weaker sections may not stand a good chance to get elected to the Lok Sabha and the state legislative assemblies. Okay? So, students, as I told you, our constitution makers were worried about the electoral competition. Maybe certain weaker section not get a good chance to elect the members as for Lok Sabha and legislative assemblies. So they thought that if that happens, our parliament and assemblies would be deprived of the voice of a significant section of our population, and that would make our democracy less representative and less democratic. That's why again our constitution makers fix a reservation or quota for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, or for SC and for ST. So, students, our constitution makers thought of a special system of reserved constituencies for the weaker sections, and some constituencies are reserved for people especially who belong to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Okay? And in scheduled caste reserved constituency, only someone who belongs to the scheduled caste can stand for election. Okay? Similarly, only those belonging to the scheduled tribes or ST can contest an election from a constituency reserved for ST. Alright, students. After that, in this topic, another point is reservation in Lok Sabha, district level and local level. So, students, for the confirmation of the seats of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, a few seats in Lok Sabha are reserved for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and this number is in proportion to their share in the total population. So, students, according to the year 2012, 84 seats are reserved for the scheduled caste and 47 for the scheduled tribes in Lok Sabha. Okay? Thus, the reserved seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes do not take away the legitimate share of any other social group. Okay? And this system of reservation was extended later to other weaker sections at the district and local level. Alright? And students, in many states, seats in rural, at panchayat level, and in urban municipalities and corporation, local bodies are now reserved seats for other backward classes or OBC as well. Okay? So students, now your system of election in India is completed, near about that what is the process of election in Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, and at district and local level, and what is the fixed reservation and their number for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and other backward classes. So students, listen my explanation very carefully, and if you have any doubt or confusion, then contact me. And students, in my next explanation, I will explain about the voter list and maintaining of voter list, election photo identity card, and nomination of candidates, etc. All right, student. Okay. Thank you and have a nice day.